Welcome to episode 27 of the Drum Stream. We have the dude, the guy, the person, the man, Skylar. How do I say your last name, Skylar? I should have said that.
It's just Allingham.
Allingham. Skylar
Yeah,
Allingham. Out
yeah.
here from LA. We're talking drums. We're talking tacos. Uh, we're talking where to go and what to do to play really fast and how many cymbals it takes to screw in a light bulb today on the drum stream. What up,
Well,
Skylar? What's good?
what's up? Yeah, it's 12 symbols, by the way. Um, but yeah,
No more, no
um,
less.
yeah.
What's
So,
what's filling your bucket, dude?
what's filling my bucket?
Yeah.
Well, like, what am I doing today? I woke up. I didn't practice. I made a cup of coffee. I smoked a joint. That's pretty much been the day today.
Man,
Living the dream.
that is a that is a day from heaven right there.
Yeah. Until
uh,
I got to go into work at 3.
oh yeah, what do you do for work?
Bro, I work at a guitar center up
Okay.
in Northridge.
Okay, that's cool.
It's a cool job, but do not recommend.
So what's the discount? Everyone asks
Oh,
this,
the
I'm sure.
discount? Oh, dude, like
Like 40,
it's
60,
it's 10% above whatever the company pays.
10% of cost. Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh, we got a follower. Who's that?
which
Four
is
gatherers. Wow, whoever that is. Maybe they're gonna come on in. Very sick. So, man, how long have you been at GC?
since February.
Cool.
You know, COVID kind of screwed everyone over. I needed like a day job.
Yeah,
Uh,
I
it's
feel.
it's 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 nice. Like, I mean, I preferred unemployment. I made like twice as much, but
Yes. Yeah, are you,
but
you're off that now, obviously. You've
yeah.
been off
I
that
mean,
since February.
yeah. It's just nice to be somewhere during the day, though.
I
Like,
feel
I
that.
mean, when we were just cooped up for so long, I mean, it's just kind of cool to be, at least at a job too, where it's like, you know, a lot of people have downtime and they're on their phone. I just run back into drums and just beat the shit out of one of the kids.
Right. So, do they? I always think it's funny when you walk in the Guitar Center and you see, homeboy like just like wailing on a kit, and then like the people that are trying to sell shit are like, it's like, yo, electric kit, go.
No,
it's
I welcome it.
some
I'll,
real shit.
dude, there was like people were going crazy in there the other day, and I was like yelling in this lady's ear while trying to sell her stuff. I don't care though, because it's like I like it. It's drum. It's fun.
Sure.
Like I do the same shit. Like literally, I will be in there and I will be that guy beating the shit out of the drums when you walk into this section and see the other guy trying to sell shit.
Mm, I feel that.
I
Good.
mean,
Good for you, man. Those people annoy the shit out of me though sometimes. If they're not like, I don't know. Some people like, it's like when you go to Nam. Sometimes there's people you stop and you're just like your jaw drops, and then there's others that you walk in there and you're like, man, like where'd you get those sticks? Let me see those
yeah,
sticks.
it's like okay. I like it when it's like someone who plays drums
Yeah,
and like is coming in, and even if they're just working on the most simple bullshit beat, just like ding ding ka ti ta ti ta ti
mm-hmm,
ka.
mm-hmm,
I if dude, if you're doing that and you're beating the shit out of the drums, fucking I applaud you. That's sick. But
yeah.
when I go in there and it's just like, some like dickhead and they're just like they don't know what they're doing. They can't even like play a groove or nothing. It's just like, oh fuck. There's just a lot of noise going on back here.
They're just putting mad dents in the head
Oh dude, I see
for no
people like
reason.
fucking like
Oh no.
yeah.
Yeah, that happens. I think it's the worst though when you get like a new head, and
Oh, and
like
you dent it?
after your first set or something, and you're just like, man, I went a little hard.
Bro, nah, fuck that. The worst thing. Okay, I just got this new Thomas Star Classic
Hmm.
with that Guitar Center discount, by the way. It was 50% off. I was like nutting in my pants.
Wow.
Um, but literally I was setting it up right out of the box, and I dented the bearing edge on the 16-inch floor tom.
Ooh.
I can't put clear heads on it now because like when I look at it, and I mean it's not even like you don't even notice it. Like
Yeah.
even if you run your finger across it, it's just like the die cast hoop just kind of like touched it and like just kind of made an indent.
Yeah.
But me as like fucking you know crazy about this shit,
Uh-huh.
I can't put a clear head ever on that tom until I get the bearing edges recut. Because just seeing it, just like just it's the worst.
This reminds you of the past. Reminds you of a
Yeah,
bad time.
dude, it's a trigger, man.
Well, dang, man. Well, it's really nice to have you on the stream.
Dude,
I've been a big fan of your videos and watching some of your sheds and um, yeah. Let's maybe talk a little bit about kind of what's keeping you busy musically recently. What's going down?
bro, a lot of it's just been like shedding. Like, I mean, not even like group sheds, just practicing on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Just like kind of getting, kind of like, I'm back in the layer right now,
Totally.
like I'm trying not to do as much stuff like gig wise. I mean, I get some stuff, but I mean, I'm kind of just keeping it to church. And then I work like 35, 40 hours a week at Guitar Center. And then, I got my lockout and I just, practice, take it with my girlfriend and, go to work.
Right on. Just kind of grinding.
Yeah, I want to get like back into a place. Like I'm doing maybe like, I mean, I took today off, but I've been doing like 4 to 6 hours a day right now. But I'm trying to get it back up to like 8.
Totally.
And I'm just trying to like work on all my weaknesses.
Sure.
Like there's a lot of technique stuff I still need work on. Trying to get like more creativity like in my phrases. Trying not to like, just trying to like play what I hear and always play, new and interesting stuff and like, kind of like rewire your brain to like always
Mm-hmm.
be thinking like that too.
Mm-hmm. Uh, that's interesting, man. Like the whole like okay. So I don't know if you know this about me, but I was a when I did my undergrad, I did it in jazz trombone, and
Oh yeah, at Fullerton, right?
right. So there was
Yeah, I've
like
done my reading up on you too.
oh man, thanks. So like yeah, there's like a bunch of I don't know. I feel like I have a bunch of brass technique like built into like the way I conceptualize practicing.
Mm,
And like for instance, like every brass player kind of has like their like routine, and routine is obviously like a very blanket term, but like routine meaning like kind of ways they like break up their practicing.
yeah,
Obviously, like a routine to like a brass player could be like, you know, 5 minutes of long tones,
yeah,
all your major minor scales, like go up and do all these lip slurs and like essentially like getting your chops set, you know.
yeah.
Um, so like when you break up your practicing, like do you break it up into sections like this, or do you just I guess I'll just leave it there. Yeah. How do you break it up?
Right now I have a list. Um, Wait, can you still see me?
Nope. But you can just
Okay,
you can just
let me read
come
this
back
list
when you're
off real
ready.
quick. No, no, I'm just pulling it up. Um, so when I just kind of have like a little list of like what I'm working on currently and like the time I allot to it. So it's like I'll get to the lockout in the morning, maybe like between like 8 and 9, and then I'll do like a 15-minute warm up stretch, like just mess around on the kit, and then I'll do like hip singles with my right foot for 30 minutes to an hour, just like as loud as and as fast as I can. And then, I'll take a little bit of a break, and then I'll do singles with my heels. Trying to get like the bounce more and like really feel like the rebound of the pedal
Yeah.
for like 30 minutes to like, usually my foot gets way more tired doing this one.
Sure.
And then I'll work on like molar whip for like 15 to an hour, depending how much time I allot to that. And like, all a bunch of different like strokes with molar, and then I'll do like a really slow molar groove for like 15 to 30 minutes, and then I'll work out of books for like, depending on the book, maybe like each one like half an hour to an hour. Like right now, it's mainly just been like linear time playing.
Mm.
Um, I don't know if you're familiar with that book.
Is that a Shafee book?
Yeah,
Right on. I have
it
his.
is.
I have Odd Time stickings from him.
Okay, yeah, that's also a banger.
That's such a fire book.
Um, yeah. No, I was shown a bunch of really cool ways to like read down that linear time playing book from Andy Prado. And like actually like this whole routine is just like stuff, he basically gave me to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to kind of get into that too. Like, I've seen a couple of videos with you and Andy. What's it like? Kicking it with him, but also like what did you grasp from working with Andy? For people that don't know, like Andy Prado Jr. is like a
He's insane on
badass
drums.
motherfucker, man.
Yeah,
So,
no,
are you
he's insane.
how long have you known him?
Not that long. I mean, I mainly just take like lessons. I
Okay,
haven't
cool.
taken that many. I've taken three,
Uh huh.
but I mean, I've also just been lucky where it's like he's come to some sheds like I've hosted. I've got to go to like a shed he's hosted. Um, a bunch of my buddies are like much closer with him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I mean, he's just like a great dude. He's just filled with so much knowledge, and he's just about getting other people to the level. You know what I mean? Like leveling people up to like getting to that place where they want to be, which
Yeah.
is really cool. Like to have like someone who's really passionate about just the instrument in general, like where they themselves are just like, how can I get as good as I can possibly get and also serve the music, which is like that's also a really cool thing. And then at the same time want that for everyone else. That's you know, that's something.
Mm-hmm. I agree, man. I feel like having someone like that, give you the attaboy to like can really inspire you to like even just push more. You know.
Yeah.
Um, so that's awesome. Before we get into it here, I don't want to forget my drum news here segment here.
Dude, what do
Um,
you got?
let me oh come on, let me run the animation here, and we'll get into it. Yep, yep. Drum news. Okay,
So,
guys. So yeah, there was our favorite guy, Travis Barker, is back in the news this week. Um, which was it's interesting because if you don't know about Travis Barker, you've been in a hole. Um, but Travis Barker has taken his first airplane flight since 2008, which is when he was in a pretty crazy plane crash over South Carolina. And so to me, that's just kind of insane, big news because one, he's a drummer, but two, it's like if you know Travis Barker was in a plane accident, like you can understand how probably hard that is to get back onto an airplane after something traumatic like that. Um, are you a Travis fan at all?
dude, I grew up listening to Blink 182.
Yeah, same.
Like when I got my first drum set was a purple sparkle Ludwig.
Mm, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Killing.
And I was about all that punk shit when I was like 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. I have like an OG Travis Barker stick bag.
That is badass.
Um, it's all checkerboard and stuff.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's awesome.
and then I thought this was kind of interesting. So apparently, before Ringo Starr was in the Beatles, they had this drummer named Pete Best. Um,
Hmm.
if you don't know about Pete Best, he was the Beatles drummer for about 2 years before he was kind of abruptly told by their manager Brian Epstein to leave the band. I guess Pete just wasn't gelling like with everyone's vibe. Anyway, Pete Best finally kind of cleared the air with Ringo Starr after like 50 years of being kicked out of the Beatles. And he said happy birthday to him last month apparently, but that was in the
Was it on Facebook?
no, it was over Twitter.
Oh, I
Uh,
mean,
but yeah, they said that he was apparently there was this funny I don't know, like in Liverpool, like the Beatles were already a big thing, so like which means Pete had his like following, but also Ringo is from Liverpool as well, and he also had his following. So, just quoting off the article, they said that Ringo had some trouble coming up to this first gig, because everyone was like, Pete rocks, Ringo out or something, or I don't know, like they were like chanting like pretty much get off the stage, Ringo, you're not allowed to be in the Beatles, blah 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 blah.
yeah.
But
Well,
the
yeah,
Fab
I've heard
Four wouldn't have been the Fab Four without Ringo, in my opinion.
it might have been sicker. Who knows?
I don't know, dude. It took me a long time to see and hear kind of what Ringo was doing in the Beatles, and how like some people like would say like he's not a great drummer, and I guess I would just push back on that and say like he's a great drummer because he does.
Bernard Purdy's a great drummer,
Very true, but like
and I'm pretty sure he recorded on most of those records.
you know I've heard that. I don't not
Who
believe
claims it?
that. Um, and I've heard him say that, but I don't think he recorded on all of them. I think I would, just for sake of argument, probably say that like he recorded on some, but not all, because the Beatles are busy and they can't do it. But so Pete gave him a fair shake. Ringo's 81. That guy, insane. And he just released a new single, which is cool. So here goes up to old people still releasing music and singles. That's awesome. And that concludes the drum news, which really wasn't anything crazy. I guess I could say the 911 call got released from Joey Jordison's ex-girlfriend, who reported his death, which is interesting.
What?
But I guess TMZ got a hold of it. Um, for everyone that doesn't know, Joey Jordison died about 3 weeks ago.
R.I.P.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, so that call was released recently, but we don't have that here because you got to be a subscription service or something.
What the heck?
Anyway, drum news out the gate. We here with our guy Skylar.
Yo, can we get back to that Travis Barker thing though? Like, how did he go to Europe? Did he just take a boat every time? Like,
Oh, fuck,
what?
I don't know. Maybe
He's
it's weird to think that haven't been on a plane since 2008.
dude, like, he was fucked for like what, like
He was
11
he
or
was in the
13
ICU.
years?
He was in the ICU for 4 months,
Yeah. No, I
recovering
mean,
from burns and stuff. And
yeah, no, I mean that must have been traumatic, but I mean, like, that's crazy. It's like, dude, if you have a gig somewhere, you're just gonna take like 4 days to get to, New York or whatever.
I mean,
That's
look at Greta Thunberg, dude. She does it too.
Wait, really?
It's not impossible. Well, she takes boats to places instead of like planes or whatever to cut down on the carbon footprint.
Dang,
Very committed. But
dang, that's crazy.
yeah. So, yeah. Way to go, Travis. Thanks for
Yeah,
being humble, Pete. And R.I.P. Joey Jordison. All right, Brandon's here. Boom, ba-dum. Brandon.
What's up, dude?
Hey, hey,
Yo,
what up, dude?
what's
What
good?
up?
Sorry, I'm late. I had to take care of some things.
It's all good, dude. We got you. Brandon's here, baby. Welcome to the drum stream. You
How's
you
it?
you wet god, you wet
What?
king.
Oh man,
What's good, dude?
how much? I'm just setting up the charger and phone right now.
Right on.
But
Mm,
I've been good. I'm good. Played a crazy show with Henry and Logan. We hung out for like 2 days.
That's so dope.
Yeah, dope guys.
Heck yeah. Yeah, shout out to Henry and Logan.
Outside world.
Shout out to Minaret for hosting great shit out
mm,
here, out there, and everywhere.
Dylan.
Soccer themed shows for life, in my opinion.
I know, right?
So Brandon and meet Skylar. Skylar meet Brandon. I know you guys know each other over the internet, but now you see each other, and all the capes and all the curtains are pulled down now.
How's it going, man? How you been? How's life?
Been chilling, working, practicing, and then, kicking it with my girl. That's pretty much it.
Oh, that's dope. That sounds like the life right there. Shit.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
I just been focusing on pretty much booking out here and my
Mm,
band and work. And that's pretty much it. And just practicing.
dude, that's lit. That's all we gotta do is practice.
Yeah, all the time.
Dude, I don't
Yeah.
practice. You guys know. I'm kidding, dude. Bro,
I need to practice a little bit more.
I've
I
been
need to start.
practicing other shit but drums recently, and it's been all right.
Yeah, but that's just like badass because then you're just becoming like more musical and shit.
Well, dude, there's this thing called the C major scale, dude. It's all white keys. I can't believe it. Like,
Oh man.
Oh,
dude,
what the
you
heck?
guys should check this shit out, dude. Just go to your keyboard and you.
What's that?
I'm kidding, dude. But on the real, dude, I got this. I have this. I've been booking solo Mbira concerts, so I've been practicing a bunch of Mbira,
That's
which has been
badass.
really fun. Um,
Damn.
yeah, I had an Mbira show. I don't know about you guys, but like August kind of blew up for like work and stuff. Like I've been busy all August. I think everyone's just trying to crunch it in. I've also seen people getting shit canceled in like September, October. So I think people are just trying to get it in now before their gigs get canceled again. I don't know. That's kind of scary, but who knows?
Yeah, 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 man. That's basically like the vibe right now. I have stuff set up
Sorry.
September, but I think like I have a residency. Luckily, it's like limited capacity
Hmm.
private tickets every weekend, so it's like we can afford to do like the safer shows, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I mean, thank God, like it's that way because I know like rowdy regular shows definitely are being canceled right now.
yeah,
Yeah, but like the safe ones are still going, like the vaccinated shows with like yeah, that's like
yeah, like
that's
clubs and shit.
yeah, like that's I mean, which is I mean, it's better than nothing in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I haven't even been like trying to get work, honestly. I've just been
Yeah.
like, I just do church and then just like do my thing. If someone hits me up, someone hits me up. I don't
Hmm.
know. It's
What
like,
what
you
kind
know,
of church do you play at?
it's a Nigerian church.
Oh,
Whoa,
nice.
cool. So what
Yeah.
do you is this typical music or is it like is it in like the language like spoken
Uh,
or what?
it's in like French sometimes,
Whoa.
but
That's
Nice.
most of the time
cool.
it's just in English. But like
Uh,
we like the music we play is like, anything from like Israel Houghton, like a
Sure.
lot of like older gospel stuff. Like I mean, your classic stuff like the Waymaker and all that junk. But then we do a lot of like Nigerian church songs
And that's
that are
a
pretty sick.
That's dope.
that's a like a how do I say it? That's like an opportunity that doesn't seem it comes along every now and then. So that's cool, man. That's some
Yeah, I've been doing it
specialization
for
stuff.
5. Yeah, I've been doing it for 5 years.
Right on.
Oh wow, man, that's awesome.
Right on, dude.
Yeah,
Man,
honestly.
my church gig is not that tight.
Oh, yeah, dude. People lose their shit at my church gig. Like people get down like it's the club. It's crazy.
It's
Like,
black church and white church are completely different vibes, dude. Like
yeah, definitely.
I definitely play the white church, but you know it's all good.
Dude,
Hillsong can be fun too.
dude, sometimes it's sick. I mean, honestly, like this church is like, it's the choir. I have a drum set with a shield,
Mm-hmm.
and
Hmm.
then there's a piano player, and then sometimes a bass player and a trumpet player.
All right.
And like, you know, no tracks, no in-ears, no nothing. I feel like most churches I played, that's like the standard now.
Yeah,
You
in
know what I
here,
mean?
here with the track.
Yeah. This one's just like, you're just going for it. Like if someone feels something, they feel something and you're doing it,
Yeah.
which can
Hmm.
be kind of fun. Like, I mean, sometimes like, the songs morph into like a whole new thing versus like, some churches I played at where it's like, this track's 128 bars and there's sections and everybody, th- nothing's going to change.
Yeah.
You got to hit those sections. You cannot vamp for 8 bars. It's only four
Yeah, of
bars, and it's like yeah, absolutely. I feel like
course.
I feel
In
like
one.
I'm into that voice. I like that person that talks in my ear sometimes. But
Yeah.
I would think that like without tracks and all that stuff, it just puts a lot more freedom, responsibility as well. Like
What makes it
on the
harder
players.
too, because it's like you're trying to hold together like a whole choir and
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
everybody going crazy, especially when you're playing like dance stuff, like it's like, fast, uh, like Afrobeat stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It's like people are just losing their shit. And then you got like everybody's got like either like I don't know, either clapping their hands, not on beat sometimes. You got the lady with the not in time tambourine, so you gotta like lay, and then they don't want you playing too loud because it's not like a super big room, but so you gotta be like, you gotta be like really clear.
That's crazy. I was gonna ask like yeah, how's the because most most churches are like in like a gospel format like they want you to play hard,
Yeah.
and like they're always
Hmm.
like no, give us more, and like whereas like the church I'm playing at is like man, we got mics on your drums, like play soft and let the sound engineer do it, and I'm like okay, but
Well, the room mine's in is like not that big. It's like maybe for like 100 people,
yeah,
like a pretty small church.
uh-huh.
So I mean, like I lay into the drums, but I'm not like laying into the drums like if I'm at like a church where I'm wearing like in ears and stuff like that. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like or
Hmm.
like more like like a regular like gospel church.
Sure.
Like for that, I'm gonna like you know that and with those kind of gigs too. I don't know. Those are funner too because it's like you don't gotta really worry about blasting out a fill as loud as you can, and then you got the cushion of the metronome, so you don't got to worry about like doing some crazy shit and like throwing the band off.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Versus like this church, like if I do a stupid fill, like I mean, they're not like all like crazy musicians. It's not like they're just like people that play in church. Um, you know, I can't be throwing out groups of five.
Hmm.
Like that's too much. You know what I mean? Like that's like already too much.
Sure. Sometimes too, you
Hmm.
gotta like, yeah, just play to the band. dynamic too, or to the band level, and like make sure it's just, I don't know. Sometimes I think when I'm playing church too, like everyone that's singing in the congregation, for instance, like they know the chorus. They know. So like when you do that big fill, like it's really signaling them to be like, okay, here comes the part that I know. So yeah, a lot of responsibility for the drums in church too, just to make sure. I also love that like typically churches hire drummers because
Yeah,
they understand that's an important seat. You know.
yeah, because it's like you don't want to get like, I mean, the best churches hire their whole band,
Yeah. Sure.
and it's like because the music makes everything. Like nobody wants to show up at 9 a.m. if they're just
Hmm.
gonna listen to like a shitty band.
True.
Yeah, no, for real.
True. Facts on that for sure. Well, damn, dudes. Let's talk about this funny Pfizer shirt though. For instance, though,
Okay,
let's look at
yeah,
this Pfizer shirt, dude. Check out the Pfizer Depop cop.
yeah. I got a Pfizer shirt. Wait, let me see. Back. Wait. Oh, cool.
Oh, we got the big logo on the back,
Yeah,
dude. That's so
it's
funny. That's a funny ass shirt.
bro. I got it from Depop. I was up there buying a pair of pants, and they do free shipping. And if you buy two things from the same person, so I like went deep dove in this lady's shop, and like right at the like 3 year, yeah, 3 or 4 year ago mark, she like put this shirt up, so it was just like lost on there. So I just got lucky and found it. It was like $15. Perfect.
Just your size.
Yeah, yeah, XL.
Hmm.
That's what's up. Well, Skylar, we're happy to have you on the drum stream here. I'd love to know a little bit more about you, about your kind of, the early years, Skylar. Maybe tell us a little bit
Uh,
about how you came up in music um, and everything in between.
yeah, I got you. Like, so when like, I started taking lessons around like 10. Before that, my mom had said like they bought me like a toy kit or something, and I messed around with that, but I don't really remember. Um, Nobody in my family is a musician at all. Like, I'm the only one to my knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I kind of got into it just like on accident. Like, we lived in Riverside, and then we like moved closer to my grandparents in Corona, and that's where the Fender factory was.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom just made a Facebook, and like she saw that they had this school essentially where you got free lessons, um, like group lessons on like drums, guitar, bass, or
Sick.
keyboards. So it was like a free like nonprofit like low income thing. So I got super super lucky, and I wanted to go play guitar, and then they said they didn't have any spots for like a year, so they threw me in the drum class, and
Damn.
now I'm here.
Damn. Talk about a fork in the road for sure, dude.
Yeah,
You could have just been a shredding quintuplet playing guitar player, dude.
I probably would have quit.
Ah, no way. No way, dude. You probably would have just went right to drums.
Yeah, no, I ended up getting a couple guitar lessons later, but I hated it.
Mm.
But yeah, I was there, and I got super lucky. The drum teacher there was this guy named Henry Rodriguez, who's also a sick drum builder. If you ever see my videos, that all maple kit I'm playing, that he built that. But he was like a big fusion guy and a big like funk guy, so he got me hip to a lot of like Tower of Power really early, a lot of like like David Garibaldi grooves.
Mm-hmm.
He was also like really big into like Billy Cobham because he was also ambidextrous.
Okay.
Um, so he got me started on like traditional grip and everything. Like I pretty much only played traditional till like I was like 20.
Wow.
Yeah,
Did you go through the new breed?
traditional, yeah.
Or no, like the new breed book?
Oh no, I ended up doing that later on, like
Gary
when I was like
Chester.
18.
Okay, right on.
Yeah, he had me like more like learning like David Garbaldi transcriptions, like soul vaccination, like all that kind of stuff.
That groove is
Um,
hard.
yeah, like Swiss triplets are not fun, and then
Oh, dude.
accenting it. Yeah,
Do you still hate Swiss triplets?
no, I use them all the
Bro,
time.
I fucking
That's
love.
why I
I
think I
fuck
use them
with
all the time.
Swisses,
Yeah,
dude. Uh,
that
I
goes. I
use
think that's
I use Swiss triplets all the time too.
that's my
dude.
favorite flam,
Everyone
dude.
does.
That's the
Yeah.
2021 Drummer Edition flam book right there, dude. Just
Yeah,
Swisses. Fuck.
I.
Fuck.
Everybody says it's because of Tony. I'm pretty sure it's just from this soul vaccination groove that I learned when I was like 12.
Man, I should revisit that. I didn't. I haven't ever really learned that groove, but I've listened to it and just always thought, man, that's a hard ass groove.
Yeah, he had me in a bunch of cool shit like that when I was younger. A lot of just like funk and like groove stuff. Like that's kind of what he was mainly into. Not a lot. He never really got me into like chops or anything. Like, but when I was 15, or no, I was 14. I did this. They had this blues camp that came out, and it was this like older blues guy named Fernando Jones. He like teaches at the Columbia College in Chicago or whatever. And he did this camp at the school and it was free. I went to it, and he had like a lot of cool local blues guys that he played with from Chicago. It was a whole thing. And then they do a camp in Chicago, so I actually got a scholarship to do the camp in Chicago. And when I was there, that was crazy because I met all these fucking like nasty ass motherfucking like gospel drummers that like were like my age, younger, older, and I just like got to kick it with a bunch of them, and they just like fucking tore me up. Like that was like, for me, that was like the changing point where I was like, what the fuck, like
Kind of like
like
initiation to the drum world in a way.
I mean a little bit. It was just like, I'm blanking on his name right now. But one of the dudes that was in like the combo I was in, like he was like 10 times better than me at drums, and then just ripped bass, like, and he was like 12 years old. And I remember just being like, holy shit, these guys are insane.
Mhm.
Like it was like the craziest shit. And then like they like hosted a shed after one. That was like the first shed I'd ever been to, and like it would be many years later to like I was doing it a lot again, but just kicking with them and like seeing some of the older dudes that were just like just ripping it. Like the only guy I really kept in contact was this fool named Patrick Sims. Um, but he's like a jazz drummer now, like out there,
Mm-hmm. Man, right
or
on.
James. Yeah,
How long was the camp?
it was like a week.
Okay, right on.
Yeah, but it was like a week of me just getting like tore up. Not
So
even by the teachers. It was just like being around like other students that were so good.
sure.
And that was like the first time I got like anything like that before like I entered like into the jazz world.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I got into high school. My high school didn't even have a jazz band. But my junior year, I started college at RCC,
Okay, right
and
on.
I did the honor band, and then I played in their lab band and like did the whole jazz route, and pretty much gave up all the chop shit, and then pursued Jeff Hamilton.
Okay, very
Yeah,
tight.
yeah,
So if I'm hearing your timeline a little right, you kind of came up, just rocking some punk, rocking some blues, and then you're like, okay,
a lot of funk.
okay, funk, Chicago, and let's go, and then
I got really into
you get
like,
to college, and then I mean, which is the only it's the jazz route. It's almost the only
yeah,
collegiate like jazz, or rather collegiate drum avenue, which is, unless you go to like
yeah,
a specialized school, or like like Berkeley, or like somewhere like that, where you have other like-minded people. Otherwise, yeah, you kind of get thrown into the drum chair or the jazz chair.
yeah.
um and after that, You went to CSUN too, correct?
Yeah, so I did 2 years at RCC,
Uh huh.
and there I was pretty much like it was from when I was 17 to 19, and I was like super into like Jeff Hamilton and all those guys, and it was kind of like a culture shock too, because it was like years before that I was like into the gospel dudes and like into the classic guys like Weckl, Vinny,
Mm-hmm.
Steve Gadd. And then I just kind of like Chris Dave too. Like that was what my idea was. What jazz was like Canvas, like that Robert Glasper
Hell
album.
yeah. Hell yeah. Such a good
And then I
record.
got into community college, and they were like, "No, what? That's not jazz. Like that's they were just like, you got to learn like you know check out this record and this. It was like all the '50s bebop stuff,
Yeah.
bassy stuff, all the stuff that I wasn't hip to. So it was cool that I got that. I mean, it kind of sucked the way it was presented to me. Kind of like it was made. It was a few years later to like when I got to CSUN, when I was like, okay, yeah, like fuck, what I learned at my community college. Like, I mean, it's good that I got this, background and like training and like did all these Philly Joe Jones and transcriptions and shit.
Sure.
But like, all that hip shit that I was listening to before I got to community college, that shit's jazz. Why the fuck can I play that? Because I almost got like kind of brainwashed myself into thinking like I could never do that kind of shit. Like I could, modern jazz was like out of the realm of my possibility.
Mm-hmm. Dang.
So,
I love those Philly Joe. Have you seen that? You seen Philly Joe real book?
yeah, I own it.
Ah, you do. You lucky guy.
Yeah, dude, I've learned like every solo out of that.
Man, you maybe low key send me a couple PDF, maybe some of your
I have
favorites.
a PDF of it.
Yeah,
My
maybe
homie,
maybe do that, but also maybe not. Wink wink, nudge
you
nudge.
want a two Brandon?
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, I'll get it.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
take
Pretty
that.
hit, bro.
because I'm just over here just fucking playing Wilcoxon, but I know
Yeah,
Wilcoxon and Philly. That's like the next in line right there. You know.
yeah.
I'm on like on a Max Roach and Philly Joe kind of tip
Oh,
right now.
really? Dude, I
Yeah.
I love Max, but Philly is my favorite like bop drummer, bro. Like I love the whole Philly lineage, bro. Like we're talking going from fucking damn, what's that fool he studied with? The Brush fool. Uh he played with Louis Armstrong. But anyways, that fool he studied with, and then you get Philly, and then after Philly, then you get the cats like fucking Greg Hutch and Kareem Riggins,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
now we got the like Jonathan Pinson, who's like a fucking nasty cat that like came from
Mm.
all that shit.
Uh,
It's like
Yeah.
you get these lineage of fools, and then you got other fools in there like Joe Farnsworth and shit, and like
Mm.
Jeff Hamilton took a lot of shit from him. I don't know. I just like checking out like how like one guy can kind of like be a branching tree to like all these other fucking badass players, but they're
Yeah,
all
yeah,
different guys.
yeah. No, it's awesome. It's amazing. Those
Yeah.
are all great musicians, man. I mean,
I feel like my favorite thing about Max and is like the way he moves around the kit. Like
Oh,
some
dude.
like even taking things like and putting those around the kit like dun 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 and like orchestrating those and I kind of equate it. You know that there's that one gospel chop video of Matt Garska and he talks about just those two rhythms like the flip or like the reverse and the forward motion of like dun 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 or dugga dun. But like Max like was doing that already and he would like orchestrate that shit all around the kit. And I feel like of all the drummers of like his time, like he really put forward like a textbook about how to like move around the kit.
Yeah.
Like going from snare to floor tom, snare
Mm,
rack floor move type movement and like floor rack snare kind of shit. Like
yeah. Dude, I loved him like in the same way I like guys like like Mel Lewis and drummers like that, where it's like
hmm
it's all melody, bro. Like
mm-hmm.
that,
hmm
like Max Roach is never like fucking playing like a paradiddle. Like when the fuck do you ever see him? It's just straight melody on the toms. I mean, he's
hmm
probably fucking playing a paradiddle, but I mean, he's just thinking like pure melody. versus like when I do see guys like you could tell like a guy who's more studied like rudimentally and things like that
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
because it can complicate. It can either like make or break a melody. You know what I mean? Like you can use the drums themselves to like bring out like what you're hearing, or you can use like your chops, I guess. Like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
There's definitely you could tell when someone's more melody driven than chop
yeah,
driven. I feel like it's more. They're both hard, really,
yeah.
but
He
um,
could say the same shit as someone who has a lot of chops,
uh,
just playing singles. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
It's like
I,
a heavier. The thing about the melody shit is like one stroke has a heavier touch, right?
yeah,
Because it's like it means way more.
yeah,
So it's like, but also like that's why I like Mike Mitchell because he's both at the very
yeah,
same time.
dude. No, I agree. Yeah,
He's both, and he's like one of those drummers that are really like you know fusing so much at one time and knows how to sing.
yeah,
And like even some of his like I've seen him live, and not all of his fills are like crazy loud. Some of them, he finesses and goes up and down and super
he's not the
dynamic. And
loudest dude.
I mean, he can be,
No,
but
I mean, but like all the time, like
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's not the loudest. Like he's not always the loudest dude. I mean, it just depends on the tune. But I mean, having that power, but that finesse and vocabulary, I feel like is always super important
yeah,
to
Mm-hmm.
kind of like mix at all times. I mean, just in terms of like modern drumming too, like modern jazz, like there's certain sounds that people go for, and like definitely in our generation or right now, busy drumming is really popular. I feel like, and not everyone can be busy and sing. Like that's why, like, I mean, like even and like phrasing too, like. Mike Mitchell can do a bunch of no's. I mean, like Marcus Gilmore can do fucked up phrasing and sing at the
yeah,
same time. And then like I don't know, like I'm trying to think who else. Like I don't know, or even like Chris Coleman.
yeah,
Yeah, that dude is like that's like a mathematician slash like he sings, but he has like all this crazy math stuff going on, and I don't know, like, stuff like that. People who really bring out a composition are really not relying, but also just really amplifying and serving the composition while expressing and extending vocabulary. It's awesome. It's my
yeah.
favorite.
But then there's also the Ronald Bruner route where you can just say fuck that, and then
Yeah,
you just got your moments, bro.
yeah,
I kind of
yeah,
like that too.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah. No, yeah,
I'm not gonna front. Like sometimes I just say fuck it, and I'll just play some very inappropriate shit on a gig.
yeah.
Like
I
We've
would
all been
probably
there,
be.
bro. Yeah.
I would probably be on that. Honestly, in terms of like, I played two tunes that I didn't even know or had heard with Logan and Henry this weekend.
okay,
It was Juju and let me check. Henry sent them to me. What were they? Look, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Juju and Moment's Notice.
oh
Oh,
nice,
Coltrane and Wayne Shorter wrote Juju, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Right
That's the
on.
album title too.
Sure.
yeah, yeah. That was crazy. Like playing with like guys who swing like crazy. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't even swing too heavy really. But like they were just like, nah, bro, just like play the way you play, like on top of it.
yeah,
And it was just so fun to like be so because like what I did was play modern and like polyrhythmic and free, but also like super dynamic. And like
yeah,
they forced me to have a different dynamic. I mean, that was natural in that moment, but it was different because I don't play with people who play like them.
yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
they had like a different sauce that I like kind of glued into, and that was like cool, man. I love that. And those songs are dope. I'm glad that that was the way I like learned about those standards.
Sure.
Yeah.
being forced to hang on them without even knowing them.
Dude, yeah, no, that's like I used to like before this whole COVID bullshit, that was my thing. I used to go to like the Mint every Monday or like every second Monday or whatever it turned into. And then yeah, they used to have so many jams. Like I would hit the rhythm room anytime
Mhm.
I could.
Mm-hmm.
They used to have that San Fernando bar. I mean it's back now. But
Isn't
pretty much any of the jams I could hit.
isn't the mint happening again?
It's
I
they
saw
had the last
Sam Hirsch
one
was gonna do it.
on Sundays now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because San
But
Fernando's on Sundays too.
yeah, so it's kind of like you got to pick your poison pretty much.
True.
Oh, and then there was the Falls too, and then there was the Brack Shop that Steve Haas had.
Falls
I'd
is
try to
back.
kick what?
Falls is back.
Falls is back. Yeah, that
Yeah,
happened last night.
but I don't think Brack Shop's happening anymore.
Brack Shop closed down,
Right. That's a bummer.
but
That was a cool
like
spot.
what I was saying is just like going to those jams and like that's what sometimes a motherfucker calls a tune you don't know. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
and
no, I mean, but I always keep a mentality like, just go
yeah,
for it, just go
no,
for it.
yeah, that's what's up. We
Yeah,
play drums too, so we can kind of get away with it.
yeah. I mean, if the basis is like super solid, like, sheesh, it's probably gonna be way 1,000 times easier.
Yeah. But I mean, like, if it's a standard too, it's probably like, you know, not many people are calling like, unless they say like a state, like, it's going to be in probably like 4/4/3.
Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah,
figure
yeah,
out in like 2 seconds. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
I couldn't imagine being like a fucking bass player and they don't even say the key and you're just like, all right, let's fucking hit this. Let's play
Yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna get my
Moment's
Ira B
Notice.
out real quick. Hold on.
yeah.
That's like the luxury of drums. Like, I don't know. That's the coolest thing about drums too. Like, we kind of like live in this space where we could fucking do whatever we want, like over
Yeah,
any song and make it
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
On that tip
Like,
too, like to even show up to the gig and like have the wrong shoes on is okay sometimes.
yeah, yeah.
You
Really,
know?
really.
Or
bro,
like you're not wearing the
The
right
wrong
color
bag.
pants, like it's okay. It's all
you know
good.
how many you know how many gigs I played where like I had to wear a suit and shit that I just wore fucking like Nike sneakers
Yeah.
or just fucking just like what fans. I fucking hate playing in dress shoes. I do not know how people do it.
Yeah, me either. That shit is trash.
Man,
It is fucking garbage, bro.
there's this funny video. I think we watched it on stream before between Marvin Smitty Smith and Steve Smith. They do like a modern drummer,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah, yeah,
Steve
yeah.
Smith's playing in like these like fucking these corny ass Reeboks, and Smitty is playing in like just Tux shoes. I mean, I think there's just like such a I don't know. First off, Smitty killed it, and he like kind of wrecked Steve Smith a little bit. They talk
Oh, he
about that
did.
in interviews too. It's like, yeah, Smitty kind of got me on that one. But yeah, to your
Maybe
point, like playing in
crushes.
dress shoes is hard, and Smitty was playing in dress shoes, and he was just rocking it, dude. But also, I don't know about you guys, but I can't play in a fucking jacket.
Fuck that.
Like,
I've done it before, but I
like
like playing in
Yeah.
sweaters, but not
I
jackets.
mean, I need like sleeves up. Like I can't get sleeves in the way. Like every time I play like a tux gig or something, like it's funny because it kind of forces me to play traditional because otherwise my left hand stick will fly out my jacket. Like maybe it's
I've been
how
there.
much. I mean, sometimes I don't know about you guys. Sometimes like I think I've talked to you about this, Brandon. Like we talk about like how we're holding the stick, and like sometimes I hold just like you do everything you're not supposed to do with your stick, and I kind of like hold the butt end a lot, but like
Hmm.
I don't have a lot of I don't know. I don't have a lot of room on the edge here sometimes, you know. So sometimes I'm like in here, you
Mm.
know, it's
Hmm.
reaching. Maybe I should get the Questlove sticks for some longer reach. But
Dude, the back of the hand shit though gives you power.
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Like that shit.
Yeah.
That is something like I've been talking to my friend Moses about, and then fucking Andy. Just like when you hold that shit, like just because you get like the full fucking force of the stick, especially if you're like in like the stick fly around in your hand. like the whole you're just getting like all the way to the stick.
Mm.
I don't know. I've been thinking about that shit a lot, like because I mean you always see guys like Mark Juliana and shit, and they're like, oh, choking up on the stick to play quieter. It's like, well, fuck yeah, if I'm gonna play louder, I should probably just hold it like fucking like with two fingers or some shit.
Just get some more vibration out of them heads and them sticks.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to just like kind of throw my fucking sticks like into the head, so it's just like you just get more weight to the stick that way.
Damn, that makes sense in a way. Um, yeah. What's your? I'm curious. I've seen your videos and everything, but like, what's your? You have a kind of like a crazy setup. Like, can you kind of talk us through your setup? I know it's not there, but maybe you can talk us
Fuck,
through it.
I should have been at my lockout.
That's
No,
okay.
I just do like crazy. I don't know. I don't try not to do like crazy setups. I just like whatever kind of seems fun.
Maybe crazy is
Like
not the right word. You have a unique setup.
yeah,
I
I
would.
mean, right now I base it like I practice. I'm practicing on my house. I mean, let me see if I can flip this fucking camera or my apartment or whatever. Um, I'm practicing on like a bebop kit.
Uh
Like, I mean, there's a bunch of fucking shit on it right now. I
huh.
don't have a snare drum, but I'll just practice on a four piece, two cymbals, hi hat. I'll work on all my jazz bullshit. Um, just play the tunes, or if I'm trying to go for like more like a modern sound, like working on some of that shit. But then like my lockout space, I try to keep like a five piece, like a standard kit.
Mm.
So like my goal is to be able to rip on any bebop kit and then rip on any five piece kit.
Same,
Yeah.
same.
Yeah. It's like, because those are the
Mhm.
two fucking kits that you have to play. Like,
Always.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to fucking show up to a gig and it's either going to be fucking with the music I play or you fucking play too. It's like there's either going to be a bebop kit that you got to fucking wreck on with some high ops toms, or
Hmm.
you're going to fucking wreck on a fucking five piece kit.
Hmm.
So just might as fucking well just that'd be the only thing I shed on. But sometimes like with the other kits, I'll add shit on to make it more fun. Like I bought two 6-inch concert toms, so I've just been fucking with those and throw them in like weird places just to
Oh,
kind of
nice.
make it more fun. But you know probably tomorrow when I go in there in the morning, I'm probably just gonna make it a five piece again.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's kind of interesting to me, like the way people position drums and they put stuff in, in on their kits, like auxiliary stuff, like your concert toms or stuff like that. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like the first time I saw someone put, something on a drum, like, or like when I look at like old Chris Day videos or something, and he's like putting tambourines on snares and putting everything on his cymbals. I know like that like super influenced me to like to change up my setup a bunch. And
yeah,
even even like one step further on that, I always try to like if I'm gonna sit down for a minute, like I always try to like make something different on the kit.
yeah.
Like if you're shedding on the same kit that hasn't moved an inch for long, you're really consistent on that kit, but as soon as you step on someone else's kit, you're like, how do I play drums anymore?
Yeah.
So like
I
even
really
like
like.
sitting higher. What's up?
Oh, I was gonna say I really like putting the rack tom. If I'm on a bop kit, I like putting the rack tom on the right side next to the floor tom, like
Pretty hard.
that.
Mm,
And and that I don't know that for the way that the cymbals feel like that because you could bring in the left one closer,
sure,
and
Hmm.
sure.
it's like it makes it really like everything's really tight. It's like everything's really easy, and the cymbals are like out of the way enough.
Do you
Yeah.
do
But
that with a
but like
with a snare, like a snare stand on a tom, or do you have like a mounted to your
no,
bass
I'll
drum?
do it. I'll do it if the tom is attached to the bass drum. It
Yeah,
doesn't really work well if I have to put a snare stand,
right. Yeah, that's how I've
but
tried
it's,
it, and it didn't really work well.
yeah, yeah, for
You do
sure.
like the Eric Harlan thing. You put it like directly in the middle.
And then you just T-Rex for all day, dude.
Yeah. Bro, honestly, like my favorite setup to do is the Cleon Edwards setup,
What's that?
where you got the snare and the floor tom in between your legs. And then your two rack toms are just like right in front of you. And then the bass drum's like on the other side of the floor tom. And then the hi hat's on the other side of the snare.
Whoa, dude.
I've seen you do that. Is
That's a
that
lot.
Goodfoot that does it?
Yeah.
Goodfoot, yeah. I just met him. I met him in November briefly.
Really?
Yeah, I went to go see Mike Mitchell during no in November during like quarantine,
Yeah.
and I met he was there. We had a friend. My guitarist had a friend there that like grew up with Cleon, so he
Oh,
introduced me.
really?
Yeah, so it was like on some like family shit, friend shit. It was
That's
cool.
fucking sick. Dude,
Yeah,
Cleon is probably top 10 favorite drummers.
he's so underrated, man. He's crazy.
He's
He's
insane.
crazy as fuck. And his
Dude,
phrasing is sick as fuck. That's why I
dude,
like that dude because he sings with phrasing all the time.
yeah.
Like all the time. He knows how to like interlock with the composition and phrase off in a
Yeah.
unique ass way, but also in a storytelling way, which is sick as fuck. It's like one of the
Yeah.
best phrase. He's one of the best phrase monsters in my opinion.
Dude, I would agree. Like, and the way he sets up too is like perfect for it. It's almost like he's playing like a concert tom drum set, like
Yeah,
class. You know what I mean? Like,
a different vibe. It's a different vibe. It's like kind of more abstract that way, but that's like what kind of pushes him to play the way he does, and I feel like inspires that sound.
dude, yeah. And like, dude, his feet chops are like his
Good.
right foot. Like, he got that fucking nickname for that. Like, it's insane. Like, holy
Yeah,
shit. You see that man just bust out like groupings of like his feet. Like, I think a guy like Mason Goodry has like insane feet. You know what I mean? Or like Andy's got insane feet. But like I see Goodfoot and I'm just like, this will like bust out like five fast as fuck, super powerful fucking strokes while doing some crazy shit with his hands on like a 14-inch bass drum, and it's just loud as fuck. It's just insane.
he's a legend. He's like
Don't sleep on Goodfoot, y'all. For sure.
Dallas, Texas. Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, Dallas has crazy motherfuckers. I mean, dude, there's like, I don't know. I I love dudes that just have like, or yeah, like you're saying, like where they're singing what they're playing. Like I used to, I mean, I still try to do that. Like when I used to study with Jeff Hamilton for like a little bit, and I've studied with some of his students too. And like that was a big thing, just like always trying to like sing what you hear. But
Yeah,
then,
it's crazy.
yeah,
That,
sometimes
that
you
was,
hear some dumb shit.
yeah, no, but that I feel like that really took me to the next level when it comes to like phrasing and like singing on the drums or like whatever, like even just playing in the
Yeah,
pocket, even just locking into a grid too, you
yeah,
know, like especially when because we have a section in our song where it's like it switches. I mean, it really you can think of it as big five, but I mean really it's 11 16 to 9/16. And
okay,
like and I always have to sing that while I play it to keep it consistent enough.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty hip.
Yeah, it's like yeah, 1 2 3 4 5 and a 1 2 3 4 and a 1 2 3 4. Boom boom jet tick boom boom jet tick boom boom jet. But if I sing that and play at the same time, it's badass because I really don't leave.
Well,
Like
yeah, it's the new breed shit where you're giving yourself a constant.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
When I fucking studied, I did, I went to CSUN and I studied with fucking Gene Coy. And
Oh
like
yeah,
Gene,
yeah.
yeah, Gene was my teacher right after I stopped studying with Jeff Hamilton.
Okay.
That's
Jinko is
that's
sick.
a
Like,
flip,
thinking
dude.
about him.
Yeah. And that's when I switched to match grip.
Uh,
But like Gene, like so, like Jeff's thing was like always be like singing the song in the back of your head, like the standard, and like sing your phrasing when you're playing it on the kit. And then Gene, it was kind of like the same thing, but like you showed me a bunch of like odd meter grooves and things like that. You just walk into the lesson, he'd be playing some shit with the metronome blasting, and you just fucking jump on and try to survive.
Mm-hmm.
But then like there'd be other times, like where you talk about, like playing free and stuff, and like, the concept of being like free in time, like you're listening to whatever melody or what, even could be like a blues line or something like that, or like a bass line, and just that being constant in your head, or singing it aloud, and then being able to do anything within any rate.
Well, there's moments. This is actually a really crazy gig that I have now, and it's playing with Juwa, who was
Okay.
the bass. He was the bassist for John Bapp, and he's played with Mike Mitchell a bunch, and Mike Mitchell's on his records. So I'm literally like feeling those shoes,
That's
which,
sick.
which is like really crazy. But like he was telling me, he was like, "Yeah, man, I like the way you play because there's a lot of free moments where it's like, because he'll have a melody like do 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 do
Yeah.
do do, and he'll play like
Yeah.
that loose. Yeah, and I have to be like,
Fucking roll into that. Yeah.
like, and be like, there's no time. It's just you listen for the punches in the melody,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like he tells me, he's like, man, I don't know anyone else. Well, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people could do it, but at the time he was like, man, I'm super glad that you gave life to this song because I didn't know how I was gonna explain to somebody how to do it. You kind of just really have to like know how to play free or you're fucked. It's
Yeah.
over. You can't play that gig. And that's what he was telling me. He was like, I've tried like he really was thankful because he didn't like he couldn't even think about how he was gonna have to explain something to do it. But me
Yeah.
seeing Bap, me seeing Bap and him play with Bap, like they have moments like that and playing with JD.
Yeah.
It was really it was obvious.
Yeah.
And like and I did it in my own way and like I love that shit because a lot of people really sleep on the free, timeless. Like you really just have to listen to those punches. It's not even about, and it's crazy because like it's not even like a game of darts where it's like or like it's not like Guitar Hero. It's really like you like it's more of like you wait for like the gates to like mesh like cross and then you like throw a ball between. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You
It's
wait
like,
for every. It's like timing. It's like a weird like, and then you like, I don't know, man. It's like
you're
smeared
feeling everything
almost.
at the same time.
Yeah,
You're feeling all the rates at the same time.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like you could feel like you're feeling like I mean, I'm not trying to say like I'm like correct me if I'm wrong, but like you're feeling like in some set of like a grand pulse where the
yeah,
melody like lies on, but you can hear every rate of note within that grand pulse, and
yeah,
you have the freedom of expression to jump between any of those pathways, go into any division of time, quintuplets, septuplets. Use your I remember I talked to you before, just like on Instagram, where we talked, you're working on like a 15 or like a 13
mm,
no fucking pattern or some shit, and like taking all that shit and applying it into to just be able to play literally anything,
yeah,
but the
yeah,
right anything, you know what I mean? Like you're
yeah,
playing what you hear in the moment, but you're not constricted
yeah.
by
No, but even
time.
at that, like with his shit's so free, like there's not even thinking about like it's really like it's all like I do a lot of washy stuff, and what I
No,
mean
I
by that is like it's like I'm like bridging the gap between like cymbal washes and crazy like inverted paradiddle stuff and then like bringing that like it's basically like chops so it's like super crazy blending all these crazy stupid chops
yeah,
but like
yeah,
in a soft way where I don't even think about all I think about is like the actual dynamics like volume dynamics and then like I'll do that and then I'll mix it into like a cymbal flurry where flurry but a cymbal
yeah,
wash and then into a hit like it's crazy like
yeah,
playing like
yeah,
that is
bro.
insane.
You know who's insane as fuck at that kind of shit? Do you fuck with Kwaku Sumbri?
Yeah, Quick Sumbri is
Dude,
insane.
that
Yeah,
guy fucking nasty, bro. That's the
Wesley,
guy
my
I
friend
try
Wesley
to-
showed me.
what?
My friend Wesley showed me that guy. That guy's crazy.
I still shit from him like all the time.
Yeah, he's
I
nuts.
mean, fuck it, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But damn, that's crazy. Yeah, no, I love talking about like it's all the free and time shit is fucking such a slept on thing, and like, being able to do it right, you know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
I feel like a lot of people don't think about it enough. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because there's not like you gotta like really like I don't know, you just gotta spend days just like thinking about what it is. Like
It helps to listen to a lot of astral jazz, like
yeah,
Sun
yeah,
Ra specifically. Like that's like all that shit. That's like what most of his shit is.
yeah,
It's like really like that, or like there's that record. I forgot his name, but it's called Astral Traveling.
yeah.
Um, that
I know
like
which one
it's
you're talking about. Yeah.
stuff like that. Like they do a tune on that record where it's like in the house of the Lord, and that shit is like, damn, man, this shit is
Bro,
like,
it's like it's also the skill of like being able to like immediately trust everyone you're playing with
yeah,
and have them trust you, which is
yeah,
like that's fucking hard. Like you gotta get to convince all these people that like all this bullshit that you're gonna play. I mean, it's not bullshit, but you know what I mean. Like everything you're about to fucking do is the right shit.
well, that's
And
how, and that's like, and that's like, that's like, that was the anxiety on Jeremy's part. I remember when we started rehearsing, we only did like 3 rehearsals before we did the 3 back-to-back shows this past
yeah,
weekend. And it was like just amplify the moment. Know that, just think about what you're gonna play in that moment to serve the sound and follow the emotion of what you feel inside the composition. And it's like, Mans is already saying some shit that people are like, what? Like, what do you mean?
yeah.
What's the time? It's like, no, it's not even. It's
It's
total.
not about that.
It's like that level where it's completely philosophical, and that's
Yeah,
it.
it's almost like you got to take yourself out of your own body.
Yeah,
You know?
no, yeah. You really have to like. You're like totally. You have succumbed to the sound of the group, and that's it.
Yeah, dude. It's like my goal is. I mean, obviously, the only reason I want to play crazy shit is because I fucking hear. I hear a me that can do it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But in reality, it's like I want to hear a me that can do it that I'm playing, and then I get fucking surprised by what I did. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
to be that much in the moment where it's like, wait, what the fuck did I just do? Like,
Yeah, no, yeah. That's the kind of, I feel like um I've always made sure that, like, even with practicing, like Nate Wood talks about, like, practicing like extensions of your own vocabulary, and like,
yeah,
maintaining everything's important, and like doing drills is important, but also to keep that, inspiration and creativity up, you have to go and search
yeah,
constantly, right? And like every time I play a set, I make sure that I leave it to that moment. I can hit the hits like the back of my hand, but I'm never gonna play the same show twice. I'm always gonna be as
yeah,
improv as much as I can in a in a
yeah,
in a in an appropriate, finessed way, but also leaving opportunity for me to be like, damn, I've never done it. Like the last show, there's like this one fill I did, really fucked up, man. It was a really fucked up fill, and like I was like, damn, I never played it in the song before, but I was like, it was kind of like a double paradiddle with a kick at the end, and then I switched to like right left left kick right left left, and then at the end of that I did like a kick right left into the one, but I was in 7, so
okay,
so
bro. Like,
like,
yeah, that's like I feel that. I don't know. I try not to even think about that. Like,
well, it's all doubles and singles. I mean that I
yeah,
might, like, I'm not even trying to be on some like, oh, like I'm like try. It's like,
you're
yeah,
analyzing it because you liked it, because you did
yeah,
it and you didn't realize you did. Yeah, that's sick as fuck.
yeah, like transcribing shit like after the fact or
Yeah,
some shit, right? Like, but like in that moment, I was just like, feel like that just happened. I don't know. It was almost like like the goat. I saw the apparition of myself shoot a free throw and like swish it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, it's like
That's what's
practicing.
up.
Yeah, it's like trying to find the things and practice the things like that you can use to create rather than like, people practice like a phrase or like a lick or something like that. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, unless you can play it in any orientation, who
Mm-hmm.
cares?
And
Like,
that's like the thing that Thomas Pridgen says. I remember he has like an interview where he's like, I just think about it in doubles and singles.
yeah,
I'm not trying to recreate a lick that I heard on a record and throw it into my vocabulary and play. It's like, and it's like, no, that's not how you make new shit or new moments. It's like,
yeah,
if you think of everything in doubles and singles and just like broaden your vocabulary, but maintain the integrity of your own feeling and playing, and stay free but chop and just hit the hits, so it's cohesive enough. It's like you're gonna hit some shit you never hit before with
yeah.
that set.
It's like knowing what groupings sound
Mm-hmm.
like rat and like hearing melodies with groupings and knowing how those sound, like whatever the fuck we're talking about. And
Mm-hmm.
then like instead of having like a lick that follows those groupings, shit like that, it's like, or like fucking, yeah, like we were talking, before, being like free in time, being able to like do that in a pop tune, you know what I mean, that has like a solid fucking beat and still being like fucking precise with your shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like, just but having complete control over your body,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? That's, what I'm just like being able to, like, if I like, not having to think about doing something with my foot, not having to think about doing something with my hand. It's just like it's butter, you know what I mean? Like it's like
Yeah,
it's
it leaves
like
it up to your mind and your
yeah,
creativity rather than like having to stress issues with your motor skills. You know.
not even that as much as like it's like the lightning fast
No.
yeah, like the brain body connection
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
it's completely linked. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody like has achieved that or ever will, but it's like that's something that, like, I feel like as drummers, like that's the shit we should always be like working on,
Mm-hmm.
just because that's the shit that, like, you know if you can hear some shit and then your body, you're able to just fucking tell your body to do whatever it wants instantaneously.
Mm-hmm.
You could literally, it's like drumline fucking when there's that bullshit scene where the guy can just like immediately transcribe
Mm-hmm.
what he just heard. It's the same shit. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
not out of the realm of possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
and
No.
then getting into that point where it's like, then I wouldn't even have to listen to myself anymore. I wouldn't have to fucking pay attention to me. Then it's just
Yeah.
all about what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
And then
Responding and communicating to the forefront of
yeah,
what's going on. Yeah. That's a really important. I feel like, and it's crazy to think about it because I feel like when you start, I mean, think about when you started playing drums, you don't know, like that's so abstract
yeah,
because you're still learning so much like motor skills and vocabulary. It's like once you get to that, it's crazy. It's a crazy phenomenon to get to that, realm of awareness where it's like, oh, like I'm really just watching the bass player, I'm really
yeah.
just listening at this point,
It's
and
like
it's fun.
it's like
It's funny because like listening, everyone's like, oh, you gotta listen to the band. You gotta listen to the band. But like, you don't until you reach that point, you don't really know what listening to the band really means until
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Well, it's fucking, and it's one, even if we like, what that is, bro. There have been gigs like where I can only tap into it for like a song. And there have
Mm-hmm.
been gigs where it's like I feel like I'm tapped in like, 80% of the time. Like where
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like listening to everyone else the whole fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like how fucking many times have we done some dumb shit
Mm-hmm.
and then we just fucking immediately fucking zone in on like, oh whoa, what the fuck did I just do? Like, oh fuck, did I just do that? Fuck me. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like when we're coming and like you can pull yourself out of a situation
Mm-hmm.
or get down on yourself. You know what I mean? I don't know about you guys. I struggle with that shit.
I've been on a tip lately where I've been pretty much liking most of my vocabulary, but that I can only tap into that at the most probably like and be flush with the band and just listen probably like 90, 87 to 90% of the time.
Yeah,
Sometimes 90, I feel like 93% on like the greatest of times. Because
yeah,
because like at the end of the day, like there's never, you can't ever reach that 100%. Because,
yeah,
you always have, because there's, with our tunes, they're so fucking crazy and there's so many switches, you always
yeah,
have to keep in mind to switch, right? That's why I don't believe you can't do that 100%. But I mean, that's still 100% serving the music. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
But I mean, yeah, I mean, like listening is crazy. Having the opportunity to listen and
yeah.
feel the band is crazy because there's sometimes you have the ability, and I play with bassists where I'm like, wow, they really don't play with me. They play on top of me.
Yeah.
They don't even like, because there's sometimes you play with a bassist and you could hit a crash on the one of a bar, and they hit the note at the same time, but it doesn't feel glued.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's like a almost like a confidence personality, like
Bro,
plucking.
I will be that guy sometimes. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes if I'm playing a gig, I will go fucking I mean, mainly only if I'm drinking,
Yeah.
but I'll just say fuck it and just it's my my show.
Yeah.
Not good. It's not a good thing or a good quality to have in the slightest.
I feel like you can tap
But
it. You can still tap into that though, like with the right people though. Like I think
yeah,
there's all. I'm all for like. I wouldn't even call it trolling, but it's just like you're trying to get a little something, and like that's what everyone does. It's like a part of music is to like express yourself, and if you just feel like I feel like it's all in your head about like what's over zealous and what's not. Sometimes there's
well
obviously
for
times
me,
where it could be crazier, but
yeah. Well for me, it's like it's taking the moment rather than like allowing my moment. You know what I mean?
okay,
Because
yes, I
it's
do.
yeah, because it's like you just fucking if you're just giving yourself to the music's gonna give you everything you need. It's gonna give you the fucking. It's gonna give you that shit you want. It's gonna give you that moment. It's gonna give you the money. It's gonna give you. But like, it's almost like a fucking like a fucking what is it called? Not a religion, but fucking a cult. The
Yeah.
cult of music. Yeah. It's gonna give you everything you need. It's gonna give you that moment. But like most, I tend to get into this fucking place where it's like, no, fuck that.
Hmm.
Which is, can it's like punching the music in the face sometimes, but not it could be good or bad. But
Yeah, that's how I see it.
I
That's
prefer
how I
people.
see it.
What?
I mean, that's how I mean, I see it in a way where too, like, especially the songs that we're writing. The really the real goal is to, we have all these crazy nested fucking meters and shit, and all these crazy changes and like
Yeah,
solo sections because like, I mean, man, like the last show we played, man, we're making people like legit cry. Like I made my mom cry. Like I made a bunch of people cry, and that's only
that's pretty sick.
and that's like that's like the real kind of like the real kind of like reason why I like to play out like that, and but also make it cohesive and like bring
Yeah,
a new flavor to because people really like, because the message in the music is like triumph of like fucked up shit, especially in the music and how evil music could be. I'm like a force against that. I feel like in terms of like how I want to promote a healthy, positive, uplifting message, whether you take it any kind of way, like you interpret it whatever way you want. And like you're saying, like the cult of music, a lot of people really just like to, it's funny because a lot of people don't realize, like, especially like jazz, I feel like it's one of those genre, not even genre, but jazz music is predominantly doesn't have this concept. And the concept is like a lot of people like I feel like in like psych bands or like rock bands, they want to link and mash together and like be tight because of like the dream of like the rock stardom and like the
Yeah,
benefits of like what a record will do to their life. And I try to keep a positive message of encouragement and triumph, but also like that feeling of like I want to play the play,
yeah,
in its purest form. I feel like that people don't get that enough, and when they get that, that'll drive their emotions crazy.
yeah. Bro, that is a pretty interesting point though that you brought up. Like fucking that whole band culture versus just fucking the individual.
Yeah,
Fucking yeah, Jazz, you're kind of like a fucking lone wolf, dude. You're kind of fucked.
yeah. I mean, that's why my favorite bands are like Mahavishnu and like Magma, because it's like all they're like because Mahavishnu is like it's like a true collective, like it's like as strong as like a cult band, but it's
Yeah,
like truly like for the benefit of like the world. Like it's not like it's a Unitarian in a sense, right?
yeah,
Like it's super open to like uplifting positive unity and community. And
yeah,
like that's like what I want to do through like jazz. And like,
yeah,
and everybody's part of the team. Everybody like when I play, I always think this is about everybody in the room. This is not about like my vision of like whatever the fuck I want to do. This is like serving the
yeah.
purpose of that moment in the room and like everybody's emotions. I feel, and I'm crazy, dude. Like I feel everybody's heartbeat before I play. I feel it'll drive me crazy too. It'll drive me like I'll
You
get
like
like
microdosing, like or what?
huh?
You microdosing or what?
Oh no, I used to do a lot of psychedelics, so I'm a low key like low permafried. But like
Oh,
yeah, yeah, no, I'll feel everybody's heartbeat and emotions at one time,
yeah,
like really insane. And then I'll take it out on the kid.
that's
Like
pretty sick.
yeah, like I remember like when we played at this place called Empire this past weekend, and there was like a rap show going next door, and there was like a lot of toxicity in the line. The line was really long. People were on some shit already, like, and I could feel that. And I'm not judging that, what everybody has their own path, who's been through what they've been through, but just like I could feel the negativity. I could feel a lot of negativity, and I mean a lot of positive. I could feel like everything, right? And I was like, man, I like feel like all these people's souls and shit. And then I felt
Yeah,
all and every time I play, I always feel that. And I'm glad that I feel that because that's what creates a true performance. I feel like
yeah,
incorporating that energy into your set.
dude. And I mean, yeah, it's like shit that people don't talk about. Like people want to be fucking, like Eric Harland or fucking guys like that, or like a fucking, I don't know, like a Chris Dave and shit. And it's like they can't channel that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't know. It's like like I don't even know. It's like something that like I think about like in ways to practice and like try to find things to practice and like it's usually shit not even on the drums, but it's like that's a hard thing to like a lot. I know a lot of people can't even grasp it. Some people just have that like sense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then for the rest of us, it's like fuck, we got to try to figure it out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like but then there's guys where it's like they're just purely that they're selfish players where it's like I wonder if they have that and they're choosing to ignore it or they just don't have it, so that's why they
Some
play.
greats have it, some greats don't. It's obvious. I can always tell.
Yeah, it's like Ronald. I mean, look at Ronald Bruner. Like Ronald Bruner is a fucking G, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like I mean, I would rather listen to fucking like Mike or Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how I feel. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't. It's not that I have a problem with ego. I know everyone here hears a lot of shit about Ronald, and like whatever. I mean,
It's not about that.
he's a confident player, and I feel like he's great and amazing. But like also like I don't know. I feel Mike. I don't know. It's just all like I feel like Mike spirit is like very triumph. You know. I feel
Yeah,
like Ronald is like pure flash, and like
yeah,
Mike is like triumph, and there's like a story. But I don't know. That's just my ears. That's what I feel.
yeah. I mean, my guy that I kind of fucking always go back to is fucking Justin Brown.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's like so balanced, right? Like such a balanced, humble energy. Like
You
I
see
feel
yeah,
like
that punk
he's just
shit he's been on recently?
huh?
yeah.
That shit is. He's playing in this
His
punk band
punk
right
shit.
now.
They played in Austin a few weeks ago.
What's
My
you?
friend went
You know the name of the group? I think
off.
it's called Off. OFF.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
He played in Austin.
it's so sick, dude. I've seen the
that's
videos
fucking tight.
on YouTube. It's so good. He's
Yeah,
killing
he's
that
pretty.
shit too.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a fucking grungy kid from fucking Oakland, dude, that just fucking shreds drums.
Hmm.
He's that other kid. He's that other dude in the big band in high school with Thomas Pridgeon.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't even imagine. Um, yeah, I don't know. I like that dude's got like he's got that energy too, because like yeah, he's got like that humbling energy, but it's just like think about him. He was like growing up with Thomas, fucking Ronald Bruner, Eric Moore, and all these dudes that were just like crazy shredders. And he kind of went more the jazz. I mean, he's obviously a crazy shredder, but like from what I've heard, like he was like always kind of like like the wink link of the guys. I mean, it's like he probably wasn't. Like,
I
I
feel
mean, he
like
probably was just what?
I mean I can see that in terms of like ego politic playing drum
Yeah.
community drum world shit. But like, dude, I mean, come on, bro. Like, I'm probably gonna put on a Justin Brown record before a lot of those cats.
No, I mean, yeah. But he's taken it farther. Like,
Yeah, because he's on the composition tip, you know.
well, not even the composition thing. It's like he had to work for it more.
Yeah.
And because he had to work for it more and it wasn't just kind of like displayed to him,
Mhm.
like or just like given to him,
Mhm.
like
Hmm.
he wants it more. Like he's always gonna want more and he knows how to get better. Other than like some people that just kind of like, get really good at a young age and don't really conceptually understand how they got to that point. So they don't know how to like, you know, push into these new boundaries. They just are. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. No, definitely. I definitely.
Or they just think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, going back to like Andy Prado, I mean, that's why I like that fool so much. Like, I mean, he he got really fucking good in like a couple years from like dedicated hard work. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like he wasn't just like this nasty motherfucker when he was like coming out of high school that was just taking over. You know what I mean? He's just a regular dude that fucking figured it out. And I mean, with hard work, which is way more impressive than any motherfucker who's just, just was good at a young age or like, got to the next level like a Thomas Pridgeon or something like that. It's like this guy had to like painstaking, grueling fucking work to get fucking where he is. It's insane. It's
He is
like
definitely one of the
that's
most.
triumph.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the most triumphant players I've seen.
Yeah,
Especially like he came out of nowhere too. Like I feel like low key, like
that's why.
yeah, because he was grinding in the dark, and then he came out, and then like he was like, oh shit, this guy. And like honestly, man, he's one of the best time benders in my opinion.
Oh
Because
yeah,
he can do anything. He can play free if he wants. He can bend time. He can play any meter. He can play whatever, man. That dude's free. He can do a bunch of shit, man. He's awesome.
bro. He's the guy that introduced me to the idea of being able to hear and feel all the different rates at the same time.
Mm.
Yeah.
And that's like, like hearing everything at the same time, like hearing the middle triplet, hearing E,
It's like the
hearing
circle of fifths, but drums.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's put that
with
on a shirt, bro. That's some
With
good shit.
time, yeah.
yeah, but
Damn, that's a good idea.
yeah, and I think of it as car like gears, like a car, like gears, like a gearbox.
Yeah.
Like, have you listened to Car Bomb?
To who?
Car Bomb?
Car bomb? Nah.
That's
Gotta get up on
that's
some
pretty
car
much
bomb, dude.
that's some super contemporary like rhythmic conception right there.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
They basically play with like acceleration and polyrhythm shifting and modulation.
That's sick.
Yeah, like that's all it is in their composition. So I mean it's chugging, it's metal, but it's all really insane like groupings. It's all really it's insane, bro. It's like and they don't record to a click and they don't play to a click live.
That's
And
fucking tight.
they're one of the tightest bands in the world, in my opinion.
Dude, that's fucking lit. Yeah, I mean, that shit is so fucking that's like such a even crazier skill to obtain. But I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of it too, it's like you can't just be good at that. Like you have to train both sides. It's like you got to train mind and body.
Mm-hmm.
Because if like one start like that's the biggest thing that I mean, at least that I've dealt with. Like, because I did so much like I mean, I went to fucking my school. There were so many fucking like badass drummers too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I mean, I was shitting on bebop kits and shit, and I wasn't playing hard or loud. And it's like, when you're playing fight, it's easier to get shit out.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like when I'm like over this last year, I've been trying to like, play like fucking like a 5-piece kit. Like if I want to play like a fucking mad fusion kit and play loud as fuck and like break sticks and shit. It's like getting that fucking body shit together so my mind can just go.
Yeah, I mean that's why I started lifting weights.
Oh, that helps too. Yeah.
Yeah, lifting weights and walking and cardio.
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 Yeah.
Get that
Yeah,
stamina.
yeah. That
Yeah.
way,
I
you
mean,
like anything that like doesn't like if you could get to the point where you're fit enough to never really tap into motor skill shit while you're playing, that's like where you want to be because you can stay completely at the forefront of that creativity, no matter
yeah,
regardless of
Mm-hmm.
your
that
appendages, how demanding you're playing.
technique too. Like, I mean, I don't know if you're in the chat already when he asked me like what my practice routine is right now. It's like, I start fucking warm up, stretch and shit. And then I'll just do fucking like big hip singles for like 30 minutes to an hour.
What is that?
Just
Tell me
doing
what that is.
it's just I studied with Dave Elich for a little bit, like 2 lessons, bro. Um, for technique,
Uh-huh.
and then I always ask Andy about technique too because did I flip my camera?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit, my bad. I always ask Andy about technique too because he studied with Dave Elich for quite a while too. Um, but it's using your whole like I mean it's kind of fucking hard to see, but let me see. Camera's being all stupid. But it's just using your hip like and dropping your whole leg to get a single,
Oh.
um, rather than using like your ankle.
Okay.
Um, like a lot, like a lot of people use a lot of ankle and shit, but like you can get a lot of fucking power and volume out of just using like your body, like the weight of your body.
Sure. It's kind of like when you.
So
I think about like when I ride a bike. Same way. Like, I'll get up this hill as long as I can just fucking put my body weight down on that crank.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like you can like really fucking lay into a kick drum that way and like get a lot of volume. So I mean, I try to work on my big hip singles, just trying to do them like about like that speed, and then after that, I'll do like pedal stuff where I'm using my ankle the whole time doing singles and just trying to like get like the rebound of the pedal and like doing it on different pedals. Like I work at Guitar Center, I'll just go up to random bullshit fucked up pedals and I'll just do it for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then just doing like all the molar strokes. Like my thing is like there's a way, like there's a certain amount of like muscling it out that you need to be able to do, and then a lot of it like dude when like Andy plays or like a lot of these guys with like nasty technique like Elich and shit, it's like they're just the sticks are doing like all the work, and like they're just like they're using like these molar strokes to just get like a crazy amount of momentum and just riding that momentum with bounce and just controlling the bounce and just can get so much shit, you know what I mean? Like with very minimal effort.
Mm-hmm.
It's like really powerful, and like the way they're striking the drum and then where they're striking the drum, kind of they can pull out more sound and just get like, get this really big sound and really clean sound without a lot of effort and play fast and loud as fuck. And I mean, that's like I mean, I've seen him sit down for like 2 hours and not get up
Mhm.
Damn.
and just fucking demolish the whole time and never play the same thing twice.
It's the dream, baby. Damn, that's
And
cool.
not get tired. Like not like literally like get up and like be able like you could probably do that for 8 hours, 10 hours.
I want to know how fast his mile is.
I don't know.
I bet he's under 7 minutes, dude. No, I'm kidding. Who knows?
So probably, I don't know.
Maybe he's got a modest 8 to 10 minute mile. Who knows? That's what stamina's all about, dude. Just play whatever you can, forever. You know, if you're a 15-minute mile for the whole 26.2, dude. I mean, it's easy to scale that up or down.
Yeah, I don't know. I could just talk about drum shit all day, guys. Like going to sleep. Fuck
Bro,
it.
that's the drum stream. That's what it's about, baby. But we don't have all day. And,
Yeah.
we have until almost 2 here, so I want to start wrapping things up. But
Okay.
maybe before we go, Skylar, let people know where they can kind of find you, or if you have anything out, maybe you want to plug or anything.
No, just hit me up on Instagram. It's Skylar Allingham, SkylarAllingham. Yeah, if you want to shed, you want to get me for a gig, hit me up. I mean, other than that, all I do again is just fucking practice, kick it with my girlfriend, and go to work.
The American
At least for
dream,
now.
right there. Let's
Yeah.
give Skylar a little round of applause here. I'm just gonna do it myself. We're just gonna clap right here. I don't have my stream deck isn't up, but Skylar, really appreciate you coming on, man, and giving us your knowledge and shooting the shit with us.
Yeah, I mean, if I can bullshit for 2 hours, why not?
With some drummers, we can kick it.
Yeah.
Have some fun, talk some shop. So yeah, everybody that's listening now and later, make sure you hit up Skylar on Instagram, on his Instagram, like all of his videos, but more or less, while you're there, make sure you friend the drum stream on Instagram as well. If you're here, hit that follow button, and we got a little donation in our about section. You can go crank our snares and keep this drum stream afloat as we do.
I like my snare tight.
Yeah, tight cracking.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna do it for us this week. But tune in next week. We're gonna have episode 28. I can't believe it. And I'll announce the guest here in the next couple days. So, Skylar, Brandon, take care of you guys.
Peace. Good meeting you guys.
Yeah, we'll cut it. See y'all.